So why aren't we just protecting our own soil? Why are we going over there? It's to install a central bank.
We're just sending a crap ton of Marines down to go, build that wall.
Yeah? How long has that been going on?
Oh, it just happened in the news. Like,
no, I mean, I've been hearing, I'm 60 years old. I've been hearing that wall story for how many years now? 40? More than that. So yeah, this is all, it's baloney that they're telling us. They just want to control us. It's only when you stand on truth that you can really
work together.
Yes. You know why? Antarctic Treaty back in the 50s. When Admiral Byrd went down there to Antarctica, he did an exploration, and we think he found the edge of the dome. And as soon as they found that, they said, oh my gosh, this is all over here now. So we got to protect Antarctica. They signed a treaty, 53 countries signed on. We have not had a world enemy since then. They're protecting that. You go down past the 60th parallel, they shoot first and ask questions later.
Right here, why would they lie? Number one thing is money.
Money, control, power. Yeah, what are they doing in California with those fires? Do you think that's accident? Do you think that's accident? They're putting they're setting fires out there.
It gets pretty dry.
No. You got to look further. Don't just believe whatever the government tells you. Do not just believe it. You have to do your own research. Here you go. Okay. Really? Well, how about if I answer some of your questions?
I researched this very well.
Yeah. The Earth is a flat plane. Okay, it's a little subdued. Let's see. Let me put on my compass here. There's my compass. Did you ever hear this before? Hello? Would you like to look this up?
I'm okay, thank you.
Hi there. Would you like to look this up?
Thank you.
Did you ever hear about this before? You ever hear about this? I can't even tell. Is it still on? Yes. Thank goodness. Did you ever hear about this? The Earth is flat. Here's the scientific evidence for the flat Earth. Do we have any science students around? No science students? Hit me with your best shot. Give me a good question. Would you like to look this up yourself? You have a question on this? The Earth is flat. Turn around, look, quick. The Earth is flat. You have a question? Come on, don't laugh about it. You come ask me a question. Would you like to look this up yourself?
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Would you like to look this up? No, I got answers for you guys. I do. I bet you can't stump me with something. Come on, toe to toe, let's go. Ask me a question.
Isn't the Earth a dodecahedron?
Well, you don't know that. You won't ask a question. Did you ever look into it?
Actually, I have.
Good job. Come ask me a question. Come on, I challenge anybody to ask me a question. I can't give you an answer. Hey, would you like to look into it yourself?
Okay, but thank you.
Not a lot of interest. I wonder why that is. Would you like to look it up yourself? Come on, guys. Now, I know you got a question. You're over here laughing about it and making fun. Sure you can. Look at those things that I wrote on there. Look at this. What's the difference between educated with lies or being uneducated? There's no difference. So if they're telling you a lie, you're building your whole life on that. See? And what happens when you find out that was a lie? Then you have to reevaluate your whole life, don't you? So wouldn't it be better to know what is true? And if what you believe is true, then it will stand up to scrutiny, don't you think?
Reality is subjective.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not.
To an ant, I'm a giant. To
most people, you're a giant, honey.
To an asteroid.
Oh, yeah. How tall? My son's 6'4". You're about that.
Reality is relative. I know what I believe. I don't want to, like...
Does your son believe that?
No, I don't think so. But
Really?
that's
What's
okay.
that?
Why? Because I'm letting him come to it on his own.
Really?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's
Well, 6'4",
32.
You're still waiting, huh?
Well, it's only been 2.5 years that I started doing this. 2.5 years I studied it. You can look it up yourself. I can answer your questions. Any questions? Look. Look, here's the map. North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. Good. Bring it with you. Bring it. Look, we got some people looking. That's a good idea, good thing. Just ask me one question. One question. Just ask one question. Here, take this and you can look it up at home. Do you have one question?
No, I'm good. Thank you. I don't have any questions. I'm just looking.
Yeah. Take a picture of it. Because you'll see all that information on this website when you type that in. All those pictures are on there. I added a few more, but most of them are on here.
Okay, thanks.
There, you get your own.
Cool. You can have your own.
Yeah. Now you have to ask me one question though. That's
I have to ask you one question.
yeah. What's the price? That's a price for that. How's that? How about it? Want to look this up yourself? You can look it up yourself. Scientific evidence
For what?
for the flat Earth and not a spinning ball.
Do you think it doesn't spin?
No, it does not. It's stationary. It's been proven.
So how do you explain leap years?
Leap years. You go right to leap years?
Yeah.
Why don't you do the movement of the sun and maybe the days and
I'm asking about
okay,
leap
so
years
we
and
are on a
regarding
flat
the movement of the
plane.
sun.
We're on a flat plane.
Right.
And leap year,
So do you think the sun just moves slower one day
time
every
is a
1200
man-made
days?
construct. Time is a man-made construct. You know that. So because they've changed the calendar. They have changed the calendar. So look, North Pole's in the center. Antarctica goes around the outside edge. The sun moves from the Cancer, Tropic of Cancer, down to the equator, down to Capricorn. It moves faster when it's in Capricorn. Actually, the sun speed changes. It's like it's on a tether.
So
Do you think science is real?
Where does it go?
Yeah, absolutely. But see, science has to match reality. So if your science doesn't match reality, then it's not science.
If
You
your
have to be
reality
able to
doesn't match
test it.
Science, it's not reality.
You have to test it. That's why the scientific method says you test it.
So are the other planets flat or just Earth?
You can't tell what the other planets are. Here, you guys can look this up yourself.
Oh, 2016.
You can look this up. All you see is a two-dimensional object. That's all you can see when you look at a telescope.
Where does the sun go?
So
I'm sorry?
When it's night, where does the sun
Okay, it goes to the other side of the Earth. If we're here, the sun is over here.
So if
But if there's no curvature, it would still have light.
No.
There's nothing that's
No.
to stop it.
Not when the sun is very small, and it's very small and it's very close. It's I was saying it was 9.3 miles from the Earth.
so when the
Okay, so when it's very small.
wait, when a boat disappears off the horizon, where's the boat go?
When you see it disappear.
Okay, that's perspective.
Okay.
That's perspective. But we have these cameras now that can zoom in 85 miles, and you can bring that ship right back into focus.
You're not making a mistake here. You mean actual miles. It's not like
Actual miles. It's small. It's a small sun. You have to study perspective in order to understand this. So now we're getting a little bit more interest. That's good. Everybody take a card so you can look it up yourself.
But this is not even work.
Take a picture or take a card. You can look it up yourself. But you can ask questions. I got questions. I can answer your questions. A real scientist cannot reject evidence without investigation.
This isn't evidence.
Are the other planets flat or just us?
When you look at a telescope, a planet is only a two-dimensional object. It's only a circle.
All around the world.
They took a pictures from the
I still don't think it's...
Yeah?
planet.
No, it's not. I'm sure that's cool.
Yeah, there's only one picture, and it was taken through a porthole.
No, right now there's many pictures.
There are images. There are images, like this. These are images. Those are images.
Photos prove it's not.
No problem, 1 second.
Here, this is the website you want to go to.
That's the false website.
That's a false website? You're going to NASA? That's the real false website.
I'm going to a Russian website, you know.
Yeah? Well, guess what? All of the space agencies are all the same. They all have the vector.
Look at this picture.
They're all the same. Yeah, look at that. It's images.
So who's
It's all images.
so who's like suppressing all of like this information? So who's like suppressing all the information that the Earth is flat?
Well, wherever we get the information from, it's the government agencies.
Okay, what to what end though?
All right, for this is the end. Read that sentence right there.
Okay, this.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's the flat earth.
Yeah, and Logan Paul came out at our conference.
He came out of the conference.
Yeah, I know, he's a goofy guy, but... Anybody have an intelligent question?
Does gravity work with a flat Earth?
Well, I believe that there is a rate of fall, okay? There is evidence that things fall, but what makes it fall? I don't think it's gravity pulling. I think it's diamagnetism pushing us down. And the proof of that is the Bonneville Salt Flats. You know, that was created by a salt lake drying up. Okay? If there was curvature in the salt lake, then the bottom would also be curved. And it's not. It's flat.
But you diverted the question.
Wait, look at your necklace. The Earth is round. Look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know about
This is for me to beat you with.
Yeah, that's
The Earth is made up. Gravity, the whole concept of gravity is force pushing on the Earth at all at once in all areas.
Yeah, that's a concept, but it's not reality.
But if you take something really big...
No, ask me a question that has an answer to it. I mean, I was... Because the dome is blue.
A dome.
There is a dome. Now, I know. If you look up lightning sprites. Look up lightning sprites and you will see how the lightning comes off of the dome. And look up sun dogs.
Lightning actually doesn't start at the dome. lightning starts at the ground.
I know, but the sprites come off the top.
But
You'll
there's
see
a loss
it.
of power whenever you run any current.
Look, I went through the same school system you did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I have a 4-year college degree.
Electricity has a loss whenever you send it through anything.
Is the Earth flat,
air,
like a
anything.
square,
The loss goes
triangle?
up, and it stops at a certain point.
Look up lightning sprites and then you tell me what that is.
I'm not going to look up your research because I know my.
No, it's right on YouTube. Look it up. People have taken pictures of those things, videos of those things.
People have taken picture of Earth and surroundings.
You want to believe a picture, then go ahead. Then you tell me why.
What do you believe in?
Tell me why there's no curvature.
What do you believe in?
All right, I will answer your question if you stop interrupting. Okay, I'm not going to argue. If there's a globe, there has to be a curvature formula for the globe.
Not true.
Okay, there has to be. Forever how far out it goes, it has to drop. Okay? So the formula is 8 inches times a mile squared, which is right there. Okay? 8 inches times a mile squared. There's Chicago across 60 miles of Lake Michigan. That should be hidden under 1,700 feet of curvature, and it's not. It's right there. When I'm down in Wildwood, I can see Atlantic City, 32.6 miles away. It's not hidden under 681 feet of curvature. Why is that? There has to be curvature. We have to be able to measure it, and we have to be able to find it, and we're not finding curvature anywhere. We can see too far. We can see very far. We have infrared photography over 1,000 miles. That can never happen on a globe. So why is that? You answer these questions for yourself. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you what to believe me at all. Do you have one of these?
I don't want one.
Well then, what, you have an intelligent question to ask me? You're going to just mock me.
I'll take one.
No, I'm just going to ask you about the seasons.
Seasons are easy. Here, I'll show you. Oh, the incentive right here. Read this right there. Right there. This is the seasons, how the seasons work. The sun is small and close. You can feel it when it goes behind a cloud. That's close. It comes around the Tropic of Cancer, then it moves to the equator, then it moves down to Capricorn. When it's in Capricorn, it moves much faster. Okay? You have to look up these things. You guys are on the internet. I have friends in South Africa now. I have friends in Australia. You should start asking them questions. You should ask them questions about this world that we live in. Is it true? Ask them if the sun moves faster. Ask them. Let's find out. Let's all unite together as people.
Is this real?
Yeah, it is real. Can look it up yourself.
Thank you.
If you know, it's going to take 3 times hearing this before you take it seriously. The first time I heard it, I rejected it. The second time I said, oh, those poor delusional Christians. And I am one. Thank you, you too. The third time I said, okay, if there's something to this, it has to have a working model. And I found one. And it made a whole lot more sense than a spinning ball out in a non-existent space.
Do you have anything else to give me?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any other souvenirs to give me?
You want a souvenir? How about some intelligent information to take with you for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
How do you explain tectonic plates if they shift around and you're?
I don't. With the deepest hole that was ever dug was 8 miles.
Well, that's not.
So we can't even prove there's a molten core.
It's false.
No,
it's 7 miles.
No.
I'm giving you a chance
I know my
to.
research.
Fine.
It's a circle, and tectonic plates move along that circle.
That's what you've been told. I can't prove that.
So I'm asking you, what's your definition? Because we've seen that happen.
I can't prove that. No, you can't see that happening.
San Andreas Fault.
No, you can't prove it.
That's a tectonic.
There's a crack, yeah, but you don't know if it's sublimating. You don't know that.
That's why I'm asking you. I'm trying to help. I'm giving you an argument.
I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that.
I know the answer to tectonic plates.
No, you don't. You think you do because you read it in a book. So what if all those textbooks were all controlled by the government, which they are?
Incorrect.
So, yeah, that's right. Don't trust any kind of textbooks. Go out and research it yourself. Apply it to reality. That's what I'm telling you to do. Don't believe anybody. Apply whatever science you learn to the reality of the world you live in.
Philosophy to like challenge everything, because everyone should do that.
Everyone should do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what you're? Is this like what you're kind of saying?
I'm here to tell you that the government is lying about. No, the government is lying about. This is true. This is true. There's no curvature. There's no curvature anywhere. You find me curvature and then tell me about it on that website. Go find it. How do I know it? Because there's no curvature. I just said that.
But there's time zones.
Time zone is a human construct. But look, it can go the same way. It goes the same way. It goes around here. No, because the sun is small and it's close. And you, if somebody was over there with a flashlight, you really wouldn't see it.
No. Just explain to me how like people have light at different
How's it night on the other side?
Explain,
it goes around. The sun goes around.
Yeah, what's blocking the light from the other countries?
Okay, did you ever drive in a fog?
Yes.
How far in front of you can you see?
Not far.
Depends on the density of the fog, right? That atmosphere, you stretch that out, can you see very far? No, you stretch it out from here to Spain, you'll never see Spain. You can't see because there's stuff in the atmosphere.
Where's this 24/7 fog?
It's in the atmosphere now. It's always there. It's always there. It's called the ether. It's called the ether. You know, Einstein, when he had his theory of relativity, he rejected the ether. And you know what he had to do then? He had to come up with a theory of special relativity. So, because he could compensate for the ether. A-E-T-H-E-R.
How do people make money off lying about?
How do people make money off of lying? Yeah, they do. And honest people don't get that. And I never got that. But they do. They lie.
But how? Like, what money do they make?
Well, they could tell you that there's wildfires out in California, and that campfires or lightning strikes start these, and then all the homes burn down, and then the insurance companies won't pay, so the people relocate, and then in about 10 years a highway goes through there. And then you say, oh, isn't that convenient?
But how does that relate to it being flat instead of round? Yeah, how do you make money off of it?
You don't think that is money? Taxpayer money? Taxpayer money? Why don't you ask your parents how people make money off lying?
That's not answering the question. How do people make money? How do people get money, control, power, and resources from saying that it's flat instead of round?
Okay, out in the West, they had there's this ranch out there, the Bundy Ranch, and they harassed these people because they wanted to take the ranch because there's uranium under it. So they put the guys in jail and everything. So you got to research these things.
But still, that pertains to uranium mining.
It pertains to everything. It's about a lie making money. This is what you just asked.
Yeah, but if I say that, I don't know, that trees are fake, that doesn't make it that
you don't,
money.
There's too many examples of how people make money.
You have to research on your phone for it?
No, you have. There's a lot of examples of people making money.
You haven't given me one, though.
I just did.
No, you told me that people make money off building highways and then uranium mining, nothing related to why the Earth is flat.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
I'm thinking. Okay. So if we have a spinning ball and there's an outer space, then we can gyp all the taxpayers out of money that has to go to NASA, because NASA is about outer space and there is no outer space.
So where's the rocket ship go? Yes. Ready? I got a question. Whenever you're ready. How do you explain gravity?
There is a rate of fall, And things do fall. I agree with that, okay? But I don't believe that we're being pulled to the center of a ball.
Well, Einstein
I believe
the ground is getting pushed up, actually.
No.
Now you're playing.
That's
That's actually true.
do not believe. Do not believe.
I don't believe in Socrates either.
Do not believe the Flat Earth Society. That's a government-controlled organization. Okay? Everybody have a card? So I believe that we are being pushed down by diamagnetism because we actually live inside of a toroidal field. Electromagnetics.
No, where you go? That's a real thing. When the poles go two separate ways because they're the same as each other on top, they come around the Earth. So gravity goes two different ways.
Would you like one?
Why do you know that? Oh, facts. Oh, wait, yeah, I have a test to take. I gotta learn accounting, but thank you. Changed my mind.
Check it. Look it up.
I actually do have another question in regards to the conversation about the sun earlier. Okay. So you said that the sun revolves around the Earth, but you also said that time is a man-made construct. So what I'm wondering is how the sun knows to go an extra day every 4 years, which is why I asked about leap years. If the sun goes around an extra day every 4 years, then wouldn't the sun have some kind of...
Well, how do they explain it with the heliocentric model?
I'm sorry?
How is it explained with heliocentric model?
So, I don't know what that means.
The sun-centered.
The sun is centered
Oh.
than everything.
Helios is the sun.
So you think
heliocentric
the sun revolves around the Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Answering my question with a question isn't answering my question. I'm asking you how the sun knows to go an extra day every 4 years, if there's no sense of time, since that's only on Earth.
Because it's a calendar thing. It's not about the sun. It's about who. No, you're not. You're asking about the calendar. An extra day means there's a mess up in the calendar.
So the sun messed up on his calendar?
No, the sun is perfectly fine the way it is.
Yeah, but if we didn't add that extra
Man,
day, then
no.
it'd be like January, like when it's supposed to be.
No, if the calendar automatically included that, then it would be different. The calendars, and you know what? There's not uniformitarianism in this either. Things are not always as they seem. The sun does a reset. We're finding out a whole lot of things. So I can't really answer your question to your satisfaction.
All right.
Okay?
I appreciate that anyway.
But I think it's more of a calendar thing than the sun thing. So does it really take 4 security guards here?
No, we're just curious.
So you just hanging out?
Yeah.
Really? Because you know, usually when I'm doing this at a park or something, the police like to come and harass me, and I don't think that's nice to do.
Yeah, you do.
Here.
We're a college campus.
Thank you.
Well, I know you can do whatever you want. That's absolutely, you can do what you want, but you can also cause trouble too. That's not good. You can look this up. If you have a question, I can help you. Well, I'm not preaching religion, although this does back up the Bible.
You said this back in the Bible.
Yeah.
There's a verse, I think it's in Isaiah, that mentions the earth as a sphere.
Well, actually, Isaiah knew the difference between a circle and a ball. It didn't say sphere, it said ball. And so, look, there's another verse, too, that says circle. So, if he knew the difference, he knew what he was saying. There's 2 verses. Isaiah 40:22, I think, is one of them. I have to look that up. If you go on here, it'll have that information for you. And there's also a guy in our community that wrote a book. Curvature something at the doctrine. If you write a question here, I can answer it for you. But yeah, there's like 216 verses that all support flat Earth. It's not a sphere. If there's only one verse that you're questioning, and there's 216 that say it's a flat plane, I think we got 215 more than that, right? So, how could Jesus stand on the top of a mountain and see all of the nations of the world? If it's a sphere, how could he see down around to Australia? I mean, there's a lot of verses like that. So, yeah. Yeah, I've been studying this 2.5 years, and I'm a Christian, been so for a long time. And when I heard this, I was just so overjoyed. It was amazing. Yep. Yeah, you really ought to look into it. And this will take you the first, there's 3 videos here. And flatearthdoctrine.com. Yeah, that's what it is. And he wrote a book. But if you go here, there's the 200 proofs where you get all these pictures. And the second video there is about the time lapse of the sun, which shows it going away and getting smaller. And the third one is the atmospheric conditions showing why you think it goes down. When it doesn't go down, it just goes away. Yeah, there's a lot to this. You really ought to look into it.
I'll have some fun with your website.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we put this here because we can keep the integrity of the videos. Sometimes people will put videos on YouTube and put a different name, and then it's not the right one. So, yeah. I was overjoyed to hear this because I know it. I'm a creationist, and I was preaching against evolution.
And it make more sense. I would have done some more research.
That's all right. You can contact me through here. Contact me through here. And I have a YouTube channel too, Marilyn Spirit Level. You can contact me through here. I'll answer your questions, help you out. Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Resource to look into. Have you heard of Answers in Genesis?
Yeah, but you know they reject this. See, and I used to go to all their things too. I went to visit Ken Hovind even. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love that guy.
What was it that made you think that they were? Where is it? Where do they stray from?
They don't accept the flat Earth, and I'll tell you why. Because if they start talking about the flat Earth, the government will come down on them, just like they did on Ken Hovind. But Ken Hovind wasn't preaching the flat Earth, but maybe he was thinking about it, and he decided, oh, after 8.5 years in jail, I'm not going to talk about flat Earth anymore. See, the government is really wicked and evil, and they will do stuff to hurt you. Absolutely. So, here, would you like a card? You can look it up. So, yeah, we live in an evil world. Absolutely.
So what you're saying is if I take a boat from here and go far enough, I'll fall off?
No, because Antarctica goes all the way around the outside edge. Captain Cook logged in 60,000 miles. It took him 3 years to go around Antarctica, keeping it in sight on his port side. Well, how could he get lost? The textbooks say he went in circles in the Pacific. How dare they insult that man?
Well, maybe he didn't go in circles.
No, he went.
Columbus thought he landed in Japan when he landed in.
Well, that's what the textbooks tell you, isn't it? Do you really think that all that stuff is true?
That's what his journal said.
Well, okay, yeah. Who wrote the journal? Here, this is what they do. They go around. The sun goes around Cancer. Then it travels down to equator. Then it goes down to Capricorn, and it goes faster in Capricorn. But see, Antarctica is all the way around the outside edge. That's the edge of our bathtub. That's holding it all in.
Okay, so if I... Would
you like to look this up yourself?
You're saying that the Earth is flat?
You bet. Yeah, well, ignorance is not investigating it.
So okay, let's say I reach to Antarctica, then, climb and then, go across it. Then
you can't go across it. Well, first off, they don't let you pass the 60th parallel. They don't let you go... The governments of the world, the 53 that signed on to the Antarctic Treaty. Do you know about the Antarctic Treaty?
Tell me about it.
It's in the 50s. They signed on to that, and you're not allowed to go down there. You get close to that, and they shoot you first and ask questions later.
What about all the people down there? Like, all the research facilities down there?
They are compartmentalized.
They're compartmentalized.
Yes, they are allowed to go only so far. They see things that are a little bit unusual and strange, but they don't ask questions.
Okay, what if I dig a hole through the earth? Okay,
well, you're asking all these crazy questions when all you should say is, where's the curvature? The curvature, there's none. No. You go out on the water, there's no curvature.
That's because it's water.
Yeah, no curvature. So if the oceans comprise 73% of the Earth, 73% of something that's flat is flat.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Water isn't flat, it's shapeless.
Oh, the surface is flat. The surface is flat. Did you get one of these? Look, it has a map right on the front.
The surface is flat.
Yeah, the surface is flat.
It's shapeless.
Absolutely. Surface is flat.
Yes, but is the bottom of the ocean flat?
No, the bottom is not flat.
No, there's a curvature.
No, if the top, the water, you look in a water bottle. It's flat. The surface of the water is flat.
Yeah, okay, so therefore the earth is flat.
Yes.
Okay, the ground is flat, so the earth is flat.
Yes.
Now, that was disproven at least 3,000
years
ago.
No, it was not.
No,
it was not.
It was.
No, less than 500 years ago, everybody believed in the flat earth.
No, they fucking didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes. Then you tell me, here's the curvature formula. That's the curvature formula.
Yeah.
So when I'm in Wildwood, I should not see Atlantic City, but I can.
How high up are you?
I'm right on the shore, and I can see the shore of Atlantic City, 32.6 miles away. It should be hidden under 681 feet.
Because that's water. It's a liquid. It's
yes.
shapeless.
And 73% of the Earth is water. It's flat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. The whole thing. Except for the mountains and valleys. That's different.
That's different.
But the water is all flat. It's not this.
So how
it's not this.
How are we standing here then? Because gravity, you know?
Hey.
No.
What's up? Oh, I got it right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So he's trying to say I'm wrong, so I'm trying to say I'm right.
Am I allowed to ask you some questions?
Sure you can.
So, how did you come across this? Like, what were you, like...
Somebody told me that the moon landing was a hoax. I'm there, you're kidding. Come on now. So I started looking up the moon landing. And then it started coming into my view of YouTube and whatnot.
Directed by Stanley Kubrick.
So, you don't believe in the moon landing either?
I never said that.
Okay, well, it's a crock. They never landed on the moon.
They never landed on the moon.
They never did.
They never did. It was all faked. So,
so you want to ask me an intelligent question? I'm going to talk to her now. Go ahead.
Do you have other, like, family members who also...
No, I'm not talking about my family, because it's always your family that rejects things that you do.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's kind of a negative way of thinking.
No, it's not. It's true. You come up with something really out of the ordinary, and they're gonna try and protect you and say, just go with the flow.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
The way you worded it wasn't right. So family should support you.
They should, but they don't. They don't want the truth. And the churches have all turned against the truth too. The churches don't preach truth. They just preach that go along to get along, be nice, all that. As far, I only preach to the edge of Antarctica.
Yes, but what's beyond that?
I don't
We're
know.
all dying though. Like, why do you care about this? Like, why do you care if the Earth is flat or not? You're staying here. Right
Well,
now.
because it means something. It means that they can lie to us about anything. They can say
from lying, though?
They can say that we have national interests in the Middle East, and they can load up our good, healthy young boys and send them over there to get killed. And I don't want that happening.
Okay, so the Earth being round means we all die in the Middle East.
So what do they gain from? Let's say the Earth is really flat. What do they gain from lying and saying it's round?
Okay, down here it says. Did you know the kings never wanted the serfs to read?
Yes.
Because the serfs, if they were educated, they would be hard to control. They would demand things, right? Well, so if they teach us lies, what's the difference between being taught lies or being uneducated? No difference. If we believe lies, we're just stupid as an uneducated person.
All right, so the Earth is flat and the moon landing never happened. What else never happened?
Moon landing, I could believe that.
You were never serious about this subject, I know that.
No, I am very serious.
See, he says a moon landing didn't happen either. I don't think it did. You look up at the moon in the daytime, and the shaded part is blue. It's not dark like
We may have been to the moon
shadow.
since then. The original moon landing, like the picture. That's
No,
very
no,
big.
I don't think we can even land on it. I don't think it's terra firma, so to speak.
I don't see
the Russians.
It seems like a whole lot of effort just to
Well,
talk about how the Earth is shaped.
well,
Right here, you know?
in order for them to roll out their space agencies and get all these, did you know that NASA gets $52 million a day?
Is that the message you're trying to preach, that NASA gets too much money because we think that the Earth is round?
No, NASA gets money they shouldn't be getting at all. And we are paying heavy in taxes, and our schools teach the children lies, and we're still paying taxes there. So what's that all about? We don't need them for making roads. It's not about that.
Who put you on this path?
No. Space does not exist, except some people think that
doesn't exist.
Some people think that outside of Antarctica there's other space. So that's what they could relate to being the outer.
There's a wall at the edge. Like, how does
I personally think that's where the edge of the dome is, but I can't prove that. But I think Admiral Byrd found it in the 50s when he went down there.
So space doesn't exist.
Not the outer space you know.
So
you think you know.
So Mars doesn't exist?
Oh no, the moon is there. It's not in outer space. It's very close. I think the sun and the moon are somewhere between 9.3 and 93 miles.
93 miles. We would be burned to a crisp.
No, it's very small. And it's not burning gases like you've been told. It's okay, if you know what a torus, do you know what a torus field is?
No.
It's an electromagnetic field that kind of looks like a donut. Let me put this up here. And so there's free-flowing electricity up there. You knew that, right? Okay. That Tesla will tell you that. And we think that that's what the ancient churches with the spires were getting free electricity. So here, and they had electricity way back, so don't kid yourself.
So there's a dome.
Look up lightning sprites. Even the Egyptians had it.
But around us right now there's a big dome.
That's right. I think.
So if I was Iron Man,
No, now you're going into fantasy. Now you're going into.
would I be able to touch the top of the dome?
Well, the Tower of Babel was all about making a tower so that they could get up
Because
there.
we know that we have rocket ships. That's not a lie. That's not.
Yeah, but
that's
look
not
what they do.
conspiracy.
Look what the rocket ships do. Where is it? Right over here. They take off, and then as soon as they get up to a certain point, the video cuts off. They never show them going all the way. And then you know what? You know what's underneath there? The Bermuda Triangle. And then they just
That's where the aliens are.
No, they dump all their rockets out there, and then you know what they tell you? It's a scary place. Don't go there. Because they don't want people going there and looking there.
Actually never
They
said
don't.
That was just a rumor created by people.
So
You can believe what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to believe.
let's say the Earth is
sounds
flat,
like yours.
and everyone agreed. Like let's say everyone agreed that it's flat. What do we get? What do we gain from that? Like,
Well,
what do
we know that
are
the
we
government
overthrowing
will have lied to us for many years.
Okay.
And then we can tell them
feel like we knew
we're not
that
going to
from
take
other
this
things, though.
anymore. We don't want lies anymore.
Okay.
And we're not going to go fight your wars to install a bank. And that's what they're doing, you know. They killed Gaddafi. He was a good guy. He made the man-made river. Look up that. Look up the man-made river. He had a river, and he was doing really wonderful things for his people. And they killed him, and then they bombed the river. They bombed it. Now, why is that? Why would they destroy something that was good for the people? Why would they do that? Why would they bomb that?
Governments like installing their own personal interests in other
Governments like people who are obedient.
Yeah, I mean that's how we
Okay.
stay in superpower.
No, we are not in power at all. We're just pawns.
I'm talking about the U.S. So don't say we.
We are pawns. Even inside the U.S., we're pawns. So if you had children, would you want them to be molested by a pedophile?
It's a very harsh example.
I don't know. I mean, like,
I don't care if it's harsh or not. That's reality. Because that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
If I can give my kid an AK to defend himself against pedophiles, I mean, go for it.
You start looking at the lies, and you'll go from one to the next to the next to the next.
So
That's
the
what
Earth
you'll
So
find.
the Earth is flat, and the government is sending pedophiles to molest children.
Are you going here to have a comedy degree or something?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Figured.
too? Yeah. Man, this course is just picking up. Yeah.
Wait. I have to do a paper on public speaking. Do you mind if I do it on you?
I don't care. You can go to my YouTube channel and take anything you want. Try to be respectful if you can.
My kid's gonna get raped, I guess.
Well, when you have a child, you're going to feel a little different about that. Because you're going to love somebody more than you love yourself.
Yes.
And then you'll have to change your ideas about things. And you will not want your children to be lied to. Okay?
So as soon as I have a child, all these lies will come surfacing and I'll be like, oh,
No.
she was right the whole time.
No, not with your attitude. It won't.
I don't really, you're not getting to me.
I don't have to.
You're talking about just kids
If this may not be meant for you at all.
Maybe it's not.
Okay? Maybe this is just going right over your head.
Maybe this is meant for me though.
Maybe it is.
Maybe I was meant to come up to you and voice my opinion to you.
That's fine.
Maybe change the way that you think.
That's fine. I've been studying this 2.5 years. I doubt you're going to do that because I've already done my own research. I've done my own research and you haven't. That's the difference, isn't it?
You're right.
See? I don't know about these other guys who are out there doing stuff. You can look this up yourself or you can ask a question. Would you like it?
No, thank you.
Babies are the
smartest beings. Everyone dropped out of school. I don't like them.
You're not going to get this today. I guarantee it. You're not going to get this at all. You're not going to understand it or comprehend it.
Chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay.
Are there people who will?
Yeah, that happened, didn't
it? Are there people above my level of comprehension who will get this?
Well, they can change it. And you know what they put in the vaccines?
Autism.
Well, that's one thing.
That's one thing. Autism, they're putting AIDS in.
They put in stem cells from the opposite sex. And when you start doing that to babies,
they become